Hi, this is Eva from Elephant and Kiwi, and in today's video, I would like to talk to you about why it feels unsafe to rest and what to do about it. Why do I think it's important to talk about it? Because I know it from my own experience and I've heard it from clients, and when I look at today's society, it's just like that. Rest is a thing that doesn't seem to be that important. But what we do underestimate, of course, is that rest is natural. And it does remind me of a discussion that I've had with at least one of my children really, really often. And that's the discussion, why do I need to go to sleep? I mean, if you are a parent, maybe you've heard same discussions, maybe you have got same questions from your children. And for me, the main argument for my children to tell them why is it important to go to sleep is because your body needs the rest. Without being rested, your brain can't process all the information that you get during the day, and your body can't regenerate itself. And the same is true for adults. And it's not just for the moments during the night where we do need sleep, but it's also the rest periods during the day that human beings actually do need and that are so, so difficult for us to get these days unless we are super aware of it and we do take the time. So there are different reasons why it is difficult for us to really rest. And the main reason is because rest doesn't feel safe. And therefore, I would like to talk a tiny bit about the reasons why rest doesn't feel safe for a lot of people. There are different reasonings, and for you, it might be one of them. The first one that I tell you about might not be your one, so please stay with me for the other ones. The first and probably the biggest one is a dysregulated nervous system. Our nervous system is there to keep us alive. It scans our surrounding the whole day. And whenever something happens, let's say a shadow appears next to you or behind you or somewhere in your peripheral vision, you will be activated and see what is there. That is back from our days where we were still living outside and had a lot of predators that could get, yeah, dangerous for us. So our nervous system is there to keep us alive and it does a great job. The problem is our nervous system is also activated in situations that can be traumatizing. I mean, it's not really a problem. If we would resolve them, it would be all right. But most of the time, we don't resolve them. And I don't want to go into trauma too much in this video. If that interests you, please leave me a comment. Then I will do a different video about trauma. But in this video, just to have a super brief explanation, trauma is a situation in which we feel completely overwhelmed. The situation is way too big for us. We don't know how to respond, and our nervous system gets activated and it will not be resolved. Let's use an example that many people can probably relate to because it happened to us in our childhood. Let's say you tripped and fell. That would be one that probably all people can relate to. The bigger one would be you climbed up a tree and fell out of the tree. It's in both cases, it's a fall. From an adult perspective, if you trip and fall on the ground as a child, it doesn't seem to be too bad because most of the time nothing happens. Sometimes you get sore knees or you have a tiny wound on your hand or something. Okay, then the adult can see that something happened. But often enough, the kids are unharmed. They just fall because that's happened when you learn how to walk, or even when you are older, you just trip and fall. That's just childhood. And the thing is, a fall always, really always, activates our nervous system, because falling down somewhere, and I mean, even tripping and falling on the ground, which is for a child is not that deep fall, right? Even that activates the nervous system. So think about it. When you fell, when you were a child, how did the adults respond to you? Were they looking after you? Were they responding in a way that made you feel safe again? Or were they responding in a way that made you maybe feel shamed or belittled, or still anxious because they might have reacted in a way that would be something like, ah, get over it, nothing happened to you, or boys don't cry, or don't be such a there. And every one of those reactions will have not helped you get over it, resolve this state. So if that happened to you on a regular basis, and not just falling down, it can be anything. It can be you had an accident at home, or you threw something over, like a glass of milk or something. Every response that you get that doesn't help you feel better keeps your nervous system activated. You will stay in an activated nervous system, which means over time, because the situations add up over time, it will happen over and over and over again. And it doesn't have to happen every day, it doesn't have to happen every week, but it happens on a regular basis, that as a child you had situations where you felt overwhelmed, that were basically too big for you to handle. And no one helped you resolve them, no one helped you get out of them. Your nervous system is trained to be activated, which means, and one short sentence about the nervous system. The nervous system is supposed to be activated in moments where you need it, where you do need the fight or flight response, but also where you do need activation, where you do need energy to do something. And in the best possible way our nervous system could work over the day is a curve of being activated, resting, activation, resting, activation, resting. It's like this curve shape of activation and resting that would be perfect. The thing is, if you had a lot of experience as a child where your nervous system got activated but did not get deactivated, it's normal for your nervous system to be activated. That is where it feels where it feels normal, where it feels safe, which means if you do get into the deactivation, if you do get into the restness, it doesn't feel safe. And if it doesn't feel safe, you will not stay there. You will try to get out of rest periods as soon as you can. That is number one reason why it feels unsafe to rest: a dysregulated nervous system. Another really, really big one is internalized beliefs. Beliefs are ideas that we get in early childhood too, but also over the whole path of our lives. It's ideas that we get through the conditioning from our parents, but also through the cultural narratives that stay in us as a belief. This is how the world works. This is how I am. This is who I am. And if I tell you two sentences now, think about it, because the thing is, those beliefs are in your subconscious. That means you are not 100% aware of them, that they are there, but they are there and they play their part. And you might get a tiny bit triggered which means you might feel like, that seems familiar, or yeah, I know that, or I can understand that. When I tell you the two beliefs that are probably really important for feeling unsafe with rest. And one, oh, and to understand that, think about a situation where you sit down on the couch or on your chair, wherever, and just try to calm down and rest and do nothing. And in that situation, you might hear thoughts coming up, or you might feel a feeling of uneasiness. And this can be linked to the internalized belief like, I must earn rest. Do you know that one? That is actually one that is so integrated in me. I've already worked with that, but it was so integrated in me. This, I can't just sit down. I haven't earned it. I haven't earned that I rest now. I haven't done the big things that I was supposed to do or whatsoever. I have to do something before I'm allowed to sit down. For me, it's more the food actually than the rest, but it's also there with the rest. It's this, I have to earn having a meal, or I have to earn eating some sweets. But it's the same, I have to earn rest. It's the same belief that you have to do something to get rest as a reward, or sweets as a reward. But the thing is, no. No, 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 you don't. Another internalized belief is I'm not worthy. And because I'm not worthy, or because I'm not worthy, I'm not allowed rest. And the thing is, if I feel unworthy, it means I have to gain my worth, and I can only gain my worth when I'm productive. If I'm not productive, I'm not worth. So I have to be productive the whole time. I can't rest because then I feel unworthy again. It's a combination of feelings. I mean, you will you will notice these beliefs through feelings, but underlying that feeling is the belief, and that is subconscious. So you can change your belief systems. If you're interested in that, tell me. I can do a different video about that. It's a big topic. Also, conditioning, it's is another factor why we feel unsafe resting, is the cultural conditioning. And if you think about it, our environment, our society loves high achievers. They love high achievers. And if you also are blatantly true with yourself, if you think about a person lying on the sofa just resting, might you think that person's just lazy? And that is just the way our society and our media and the ideas of productivity and capitalism has changed our ideas of how we are, who we are, and what is okay. So this conditioning is also a really, really big factor while you might not be happy with resting. And last but not least, the surface of silence. The thing is, if you do really rest, if you do really get quiet and relaxed and so on, there is room for feelings, for thoughts that haven't been processed yet. So if you have unprocessed emotions, and quite likely you do because most of us do, if you do have them, then they do come up in those moments where it does get quiet, because that is the easiest time when you are open to them. So if you do have these unprocessed emotions, then you try your best not to rest, because it doesn't feel safe. Once you start resting, these emotions come up and you don't want to deal with them. So why rest in the first place? If any of these reasons talk to you in a way that you feel like, yeah, that might be me, that might be my problem, then you can look into that one deeper. These are the next step that I would like to offer you. Like, look more into nervous system dysregulation and nervous system regulation, how to do that. Think about what are beliefs, what are internalized beliefs that I might have, or what is the cultural conditioning that has happened, or what exactly are the emotions that I'm running away from. Talking about myself, I'm running away from emotions in the past have been fear and sadness. Fear and sadness were the biggest emotions that I was running away from because they were quite unprocessed. And I can only say it for myself. Once you do get through the process, life gets so much easier. That is why I am a coach. That is why I am offering my coaching services to you, because I want your life to get easier too. And if you say coaching, yeah, nice, but I'm not there yet, start with yourself, by yourself. And how can you do that? Don't overdo it. That's the first thing. Please don't overdo it, because maybe you've already tried something. Let's say you've already tried meditation and you figured, oh, meditation doesn't work for me. It's so difficult. I can't hold the process. I still have a lot of thoughts going on. Yes, how long have you tried meditation? As we have just figured out, rest feels unsafe, so meditation also feels unsafe. It's really difficult to hold it. What we do is mini steps. Don't try 20 minutes of meditation. Try half a minute or a minute of being still, being aware. And the easiest thing that you can do without doing any technique or something that you have to learn is just be aware. Like, take a timer, take your mobile phone, put half a minute or a minute in, and then the timer rings and you're done. And you try half a minute or a minute of awareness of A, your body, or B, your breath. Awareness of your body works in a way that you just sit down and start being aware of the parts of your body. You can start at your feet or you can start at your head, and you go all through all the parts of your body, like from your feet to your lower legs, knees, upper legs, and so on. And eventually you end up at the head, or the other way around. Or you're just aware of your breath. Just see your breathing pattern, like how fast do you breathe, how deep do you breathe, how where do you breathe into your body, like do you breathe into your belly, or do you breathe more just into your chest, or the whole body, where exactly does your breath go to? And just do that for half a minute or a minute, just being aware, and do that regularly. Time is journaling. Really, really great. Journaling helps us so much. I can't emphasize that enough. And I would like to share one nervous system exercise with you that I love doing. I do that really often. My children also do that. They figured it out. It's a nice one. And it's the butterfly. So you take your hands and you overlap them and put them on your what is that? The bone of your rib bone, shoulder bone. um, just here at the top. And what you do then is you tap one hand and then the other. And you do that in your speed and in your pressure or hardness. Like, you can be really, really soft and really slow, or you can be fast and slow, fast and slow, fast and soft, or you can be a bit harder. How it feels best for you. That's the most important part. And do that for half a minute to a minute. Because the thing is, what it does regulate your nervous system. Let's say, because we talked about it beforehand, let's say your nervous system is activated. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's constantly on a 9 or 10. And when you do this exercise and your nervous system gets a tiny bit regulated, even if it goes down from a 10 to an 8 or from a 10 to a 7, you will be a tiny bit relaxeder. And that's what we want. Just teeny tiny steps, a bit more relaxation every day, a tiny bit more. And if you do it every day, that's the important part about it, if you stay with it, rest will become easier. It will feel safe again. It's a process, of course. If you do teeny tiny steps, it takes a while to get to where you want to be, but it will work. It's just the way us humans work, and if we do go back and if we do install habits over time, we get to the point where we do want to get to. If you do want to do it a tiny bit quicker, get in contact with me, because hypno coaching works like, yeah, hypno coaching is a bit like relaxation on speed. It's like, it's really great to skip some steps, but if you say like, no, coaching isn't a thing for me right now, then start small and just do yourself a favor. And I mean, it's just half a minute or a minute of your time every day. It's not that much. And the thing is, you might already know that relaxation is really good, because maybe you've experienced it by yourself, but you might have heard those stories of people who have a shower or who sit on the toilet and have the greatest of ideas. That is why rest is so important, because our brain processes a lot during those moments of relaxation. Our body is so happy if it gets a break and real relaxation within that break, that you do gain something from it too. Like, take the rest, have a shower, and there's the great idea. Therefore, I hope I could lighten you up a tiny bit on why it might feel unsafe for you to relax. I hope you will do a tiny bit of the exercises, just a half a minute a day. It will change. It just takes a while to change. And if you have any questions, if you are interested in content on internal beliefs or nervous system work, then just leave me a comment or mail me, and I will talk about that in an upcoming video. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please, 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 please leave a like and be part of my channel here. Follow me and share. I mean, I'm still quite new on YouTube. I need all the support you can give me. So please do so, and happy to see you next.